Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day number 290 of our following the war in Ukraine and doing all we can to help. Thank you for being here. It's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time coming out of Pennsylvania tonight, 4 a.m. in Ukraine, 6 p.m. in California. Yes, we do have Zhenya with us tonight. Before I roll him in here, we want to say thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Had a great email exchange today. We'll talk about that toward the end of the program. New guy we're going to help. Going to be really good. Thank you for all that you do. Monday is the pack up. Wednesday is the shipment out of New York to Lviv, and then we'll meet it there. Also, our stuff coming out of Belgium seems to be growing, so that's wonderful. Looking at 100 sets of clothes for soldiers who have been wounded. What a unique idea. So great. Zhenya and I will be meeting in Amsterdam, going to Belgium, picking it all up, heading into Ukraine. So all of that's happening. A lot of stuff has happened today, and we're going to be discussing it all. So to do that, let me get my partner in here. Good morning to you, bud.
Good evening. Good evening.
You're looking good. I have my Pray for Ukraine
Thank you.
t-shirt on.
Oh,
I'll get you one.
sorry, I don't have anything like that.
No. Well, we'll get you one. Hope all is well. Hey, breaking news coming across right now. EU approved the $18 billion loan without Hungary. I don't know how they did it, but it's done.
Yeah, they were trying, and I think they found and realized there is a community, and it's all of them they really want to help Ukraine. There is one who we will not discuss, comment what was the real reason, a financial interest for Russia, political interest to support Russia, or other interest, but there is a reason for sure. And
I can understand on minor political issues, general, maybe financial things. But when you're dealing with genocide and 29 out of the 30 want to support, you find a way. And we're very thankful tonight that it appears that's going to be happening without Hungary. Now, let's jump down to Ukraine tonight. We'll get some updates on this. We can tell you, I'm assuming the Shaheeds have been modified. They are flying again, both the 131s and the 136s. They've done some devastating damage. We know that new orders of missiles are coming from Iran, but tonight we focus on Odessa. Odessa was devastated with Shaheeds over the last 24 hours. Yeah. Kherson attacked. Maternity hospital. I saw video of little babies in their incubators and the windows had been blown out. So that's what was attacked in Kherson. But we're going to focus on Odessa. Let me show you this information, Zhenya, and then we'll turn you loose here. This is from the Department of the Odessa. Their region going to struggle with power, getting it stabilized for 2 to 3 months. 2 to 3 months. So what do we have going on in Odessa? And for sure, the Shaheeds are flying again, and they are the ones that caused this devastation on infrastructure last 24 hours.
Yes, it was attacked the last night. 15 of the drones, so 10 of those our guys shoot down, and 5, that's said, but the 5, targeted Odessa infrastructure points. And it's good that we don't have really like a bad cold winter at this moment. It's a good sign that there is a chance for us to restore main systems quite soon. I think the Odessa, yes, for 2-3 months for complete restoration of the infrastructure, the power infrastructure, which was targeted today, and but it doesn't mean that Odessa will stay without the lights, without the power at all. It means we will be switching, we will be sharing electricity inside between regions of Ukraine, and most important, let's say, places will be well cared for sure. So I think we will stay with Odessa now.
Well, when you think about this, I instantly thought today, well, we've got to go help Odessa now, and we will if we need to. But the reality is Odessa sits right on the port. It's a very big city. I'm sure they have like food reserves and things of that nature. And with the sharing of electricity and it being down on the port, a little warmer, it's going to be okay, but it's going to be a challenge. Now, can't really say the same for this city. Melitopol is now under attack. Defensive positions. In fact, the picture in the upper left-hand corner is an explosion that happened in Melitopol, and I couldn't confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that's the church building. I think it was directly destroyed. And you may say, okay, what's going on here? A church building destroyed. Yeah. Let's be very clear. When Melitopol was taken over, the Russian forces took over a huge Christian church there, a very big facility. They kicked the church out and they turned it into a military headquarters base. It became a military target for Ukraine. Ukraine took it out. So if you start seeing spam and propaganda that Ukraine destroyed a church in Melitopol, that is not true. It's not the story. They destroyed a building that used to be a church that Russian forces kicked out the church and turned it into a military headquarters. That's the true story there in Melitopol. So Ukraine, the HIMARS or something is working.
Not only, it seems to me, as I know, not only that building was attacked and striked, but the other building as well. Melitopol, with the military people, Russian military located there, and coming to the church. In reality, it has own story with the pastors, and when occupiers are coming immediately, they are not respecting any church beside of. So this is when they are coming to Ukrainian church. Okay, will you work for Russia? If they say no, then there is the different stories from killing those pastors until pastors are looking for the way to flee. So and this is one of that story. The pastor said no. It was a long story, but
Ukraine is hitting the targets. We do have some audio out tonight, a little bit of video there, but it's really, I just want to suggest that you listen to this audio. So Melitopol, you will hear incoming, but you will also hear outgoing, but you can hear the fear in the people. This must be one of the first times in the war that it's gotten really hot actually in the city of Melitopol as Ukraine is striking and Russia's having to defend. Now, for those of you that understand the Russian language that watch this, I apologize. We did not subtitle it. And the reason it is not subtitled is because basically it's all cursing. So if you do not know the language, you can't understand it anyway. So no problem. But I want you to hear what's happening in Melitopol tonight.
Ты не хочешь окно закрыть, нет? Ебать.
Ебать, они сверкают.
Бля, пизда. У меня сердце сейчас выпрыгнет просто. Брат, потрогай сердце с косточкой.
Пизда.
Що за хуйня, блядь? Бавовна.
So there you have it. That's the sounds in Melitopol tonight. Not very nice language they were saying there, but I can tell you this. We've heard those sounds up close, and when you're not used to them, they'll rattle your bones. So we know it's hot in Melitopol tonight. Hot.
Yeah, like not only in Melitopol, it was hot in Crimea.
Mm-hmm.
There was a place, and but yeah, our guys are taking occupants out.
Yeah. Defensive positions, and I think it was an air base in Crimea was struck, caught on fire.
It was a
Go ahead.
It was a base for the just new reserved soldiers from Russia. Maybe, yeah, they moved there, and they were located about 100.
And here's another
and
thing.
The according information we have about one. Yeah, go.
No, go ahead. You got more information than I got. What?
Yeah, 150 of them were wounded. And we know for sure that about 50 of them were transported to the special hospital. So we still wait for some exact numbers about. To have the more. But this is what do we know for now?
So hot in Melitopol, Bakhmut is another story. It's an extremely difficult situation, to be honest, for Ukraine right now. Just going to be honest. We tell the truth in here. They're defending, they're holding it, but it's at an extremely high price right now. But Ukraine is striking Melitopol. Ukraine is striking Crimea. And it's just weird. But all throughout Russia, Moscow included, buildings are just catching on fire everywhere. Everywhere. So whatever it is, there's a lot of things happening right now that we will need to follow. Now, we'll see. We'll be watching it. Ukraine has learned that the United States is going to provide support financially, training, equipping, whatever, for providing 100 demining teams. Ukraine calls them sappers, teams to demine. So thank you, America, for recognizing that and providing. It doesn't mean that American teams are going there. We looked this up specifically before going live tonight. We can't say it's not Americans, most likely, but America is going to provide the teams, provide the financing, provide the training. So we are thankful for that. It's a huge need.
Thank you.
Huge need.
And it's all right. I mean, it's we need it as soon as possible because people are dying. I mean, because of the mines, civilian people. A few days ago in the Zhytomyr area, they got one couple got they were driving close to Fort, seems to me, or somewhere there, and they were. I mean, immediately they died there because of the mine.
Think about that mine.
Terrible.
That mine's been there since February or March. Because
yes.
That's only time that Russia was up in that region. They haven't been there unless it's a collaborator. But other than that, these mines are everywhere. I mean, I saw that, and sorry, I had a pen explode writing notes, but it's blue. It's blue. Yeah, these are right on roads that people stop, and walk in the grass and whatever. And it's extremely dangerous. Now, we are pushing into winter, and Reznikov and what are they called? I'll show it here. The Cabinet of Ministers. I think that's what they're called. Unveiled 4-step plan to survive winter. I've got that right here laid out, and that is the title of the program tonight. 4 priorities of power the Ukrainian cabinet of ministers. This is what's going to be happening from today forward, and it's already been happening. First priority for restoring power when it's out: critical infrastructure, which includes water, heat, and hospitals. Second priority: objects of military industrial complex working for the defense of the country. The principle, everything for the front remains unchanged. Third priority is critical goods and products. For example, bakeries, dairies. Fourth priority is the housing sector. Prime Minister Denis Shumel noted that Ukrainians will live in conditions of limited electricity consumption throughout the winter. This is what we're facing going forward. What do you think about those priorities as a Ukrainian? You're living in your home right now. Currently, you do have power. It could change at any minute. You look at that and you see that your house is fourth on the list. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm happy.
I
happy to have
agree.
it on the fourth. Okay. Why? Because there is a logic in as soon we will get a victory, we will have we will get all the electricity, all the power back, all our normal life. So it's a price, and we're ready for that. We are paying. All my friends, when we discuss it, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, let's think about it.
More than that.
If they're just getting some lights onto the homes and some power, but hospitals are out, military can't do what they need to do, and the companies that make bread and milk can't do what they can do, your home's going to be worthless in about 2 weeks. So these priorities,
absolutely,
these priorities are right. Pentagon, and we confirmed this in multiple ways, gives Ukraine the green light for drone strikes inside Russia. Now, I'm tagging that, so that's good. And we do see strikes inside of Russia, but we don't know what is doing those strikes, to be quite honest. But there are buildings burning everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere, Moscow included. But no, the Pentagon says no to the MQ-9 Reaper. This is a drone specifically that Ukraine was requesting. This is a big boy and can do devastating damage. And the Pentagon said no due to the fact they did not want one shot down and Russia to get the technology out of it that they believe, the Pentagon believes that Russia does not have. So I can understand the logic in that. I can, but we need these type of weapons. This is a large drone that can handle 7 fixed weapons on it. The range, the speed, it's a really good one. Very few nations in the world have them. Belgium, Dominican Republic for drugs, France, Germany, Greece, India, Italy, Netherlands, Spain, and the UK. Those are the only nations that have these drones. So good news is we do have the green light to strike inside Russia. I don't know if we need it, but we have it. And then no to the MQ-9s. So overall good.
Yeah, I think it's a challenge. Yeah, very well good. And I think it's a challenge for our guys and our military industry, would say, and we will need to use own product as soon as possible.
Yes.
And I think we have something. I think we have something, and I think it's just probably with the Reaper it would be much better and faster decision, but
it's okay.
I think our guys will do something. It's okay. It's a war. This is condition we have. We accept it as a fact and work from that point.
Every day we watch the Great Britain intelligence reports, and I may have lost him. No, I've got him there. We watched the Great Britain intelligence reports, and today their focus was on the nation of Iran. Three main points that Great Britain came out and said: Iran has become one of Russia's top military backers since Russia invaded Ukraine. I know that yesterday as well, the United States came out and warned Iran from becoming a partner with Russia full bore and said it would be unacceptable, but we'll see. They're doing it anyway. Iran's support to the Russian military is likely to grow in the coming months. Russia is attempting to obtain more weapons, which they already are. They received some more missiles and Shaheeds. We already know that. In fact, there was cargo planes running today between Tehran and Moscow, including hundreds of ballistic missiles. In return, Russia is highly likely offering Iran an unprecedented level of military and technical support that is transforming their defense relationship. Thirdly, they said Russia has likely expended a large proportion of its own stock of Iskanders, short-range ballistics, which is good, carry a 500-kilogram warhead up to 500 kilometers. If Russia succeeds in bringing a large number of Iranian ballistic missiles into service, it will likely use them to continue and expand its campaign of strikes against Ukraine's critical infrastructure. So, Great Britain came out today and made it pretty clear that they see Iran and Russia becoming partners. I want to show you this tweet, then we'll get your response. This is from Mikhail Podolyak, and he talks about Iran and Russia today. You can see it there, December the 10th, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:48, talking about, make no mistake about it, they have formed the axis of evil.
Yeah, the axis of evil formed Iran to supply Russia hundreds of ballistic missiles, and knowing that it will be used for the war in Europe, or with Europe, in Europe. Russia helping Iran with the military, or we may say nuclear technology. We were talking about before, and I think more and will be open soon, Iran, and not just about Iran. I don't know. Did you touch the situation with the African port?
No.
And the loading, selling.
Well, I'm just making sure people understand you because you're breaking up a little bit. You're okay. But you said that more and more will become open in regard to the relationship between Iran and Russia. We're going to see it happen. Then you began to talk about the African port.
Yeah.
What's going on down there? We may have lost him. There he is. African port.
Yeah, there will be sources and the places who is selling and supply Russia the weapon missiles, including the missiles, maybe drones, and maybe parts, components, and so the African port. There is a big question now because there were the ship under the Russian ship, which is under the sanctions, was loading with the military stuff in Africa. And it was fixed, and now there is a special request they're trying to get how it's possible. Well, I think this is just the small pieces we're getting from what Russia gets, how much help Russia gets from all the other countries which is not neutral, and they are really pro-Russian and helping and selling and doing business and supporting the killing of Ukrainians.
That's correct. So we'll see. All these nations and their help. I mean, honestly, we just need to go sink those ships. Just sink them. And I mean, we need some leadership, man. We need some leadership. Here, Belarus to allow Ukrainian grain transit with no preconditions from the UN. Can I make my statement and then you make yours?
Yeah, sure.
What a bunch of trash. First of all, Belarus now is going to do nothing that Russia does not allow them to. Lukashenko is scared of his own shadow. Secondly, there is zero advantage for Ukrainian grain or reason for Ukrainian grain to go into Belarus. It will not happen. Ukrainian grain already goes through Poland. I have the map for you there. Poland can get it to the Baltic Sea. Poland can get it to the Baltic states if it goes out of those ports. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And then the president of Lithuania, he said, and his name is Gitanas Nausėda, the president of Lithuania said, an offer by Belarus to transport Ukrainian grain through its territory to Lithuania is just another attempt to escape sanctions. Ukrainian grain already travels through Poland and other countries to Baltic ports. It is a trap. Let's not fall into it. So it's what a comedy. What a comedy.
Okay. Yes, but it's. I think it's comedy. By that, Belarus is trying to create a picture that they are supporting some feeding the tough places, and they're supporting even with the supplying Ukraine of that grain. The same things Putin does. Every time he repeats the same. Oh, we're ready for negotiation. We're ready for negotiation. Ukraine is blocking. We're ready. We really want. We want to fix. We're ready for negotiation. And publicly, this is what they are doing. Every time, everywhere. And no, they're not publishing it. They're launching the hundreds and thousands of missiles and artillery shells. Like last one during the last day, it was 15 MLRS strikes on Ukraine and 15 the missile strikes. The question, and yes, officially Putin says we are ready for negotiation. So yes, it's in the political world it says, and for Russian people it says, oh, you see, we officially ready for negotiation, which is Ukraine is not, and Lukashenko does the same. It's absolutely the same.
There is no way under the sun that this is nothing but a gambit. No way. Because exactly what you're seeing. That's why I call it a comedy. First of all, the Kremlin controls Belarus. And even to make that offer is exactly what you said. Look, Belarus, we're helping. We want to move grain out to the nation. See? Ukraine doesn't want to do anything to stop this war. They don't want to negotiate. They don't want to talk. We're trying everything possible. What a joke. And you have to be able to recognize it. Now, something that's not a joke are our Ukrainian heroes. A few days ago, we told the story of Karaya. Karaya is the call sign for the pilot who shot down the drones, had the selfie taken that became very famous when he was parachuting. He is now recovering and out of the hospital. And he was interviewed to tell his side of the story of what happened. And we wanted to share this tonight. Here is the hero, Karaya.
Ти в цей день знищив аж 5 шахідів, так? Мій ранок почався о 4-й годині, подали сигнал повітря. Один льотчик знищив також 2 шахідів на півдні України. Наступним пішов я, також знищив 3, виконав посадку на оперативному аеродромі без наслідків. Далі був робочий день по іншим задачам. І ввечері знову ця навала почалась і виконав зліт з оперативного аеродрому на півдні України. І далі вже виконував знищення повітряних цілей над небом Вінниччини.
5-та ціль, яка стала фатальною, на щастя, не для тебе, так?
А на жаль,
для літака.
Так.
Розкажи, що сталося?
Виконав наведення та перехоплення 5-ї повітряної цілі, виконав пуск по даній повітряній цілі. І, на жаль, після знищення даної цілі уламками вибуху був пошкоджено моє повітряне судно. Відбулось руйнування ліхтаря, це скло кабіни.
Ну, саме
простою мовою, та руйнування передньої частини носової літака. Не сильно поранений, але все-таки
Ну, були порізи.
так, кров заважала оцінити повноцінну обстановку. Перша думка, так не хочеться катапультуватись. По курсу побачив, що якийсь населений пункт. На той момент я не знав, що це за населений пункт був, бачив лише попереду вогні. Перевірив керування літака в повздовжньому каналі. На себе і від себе він був вже, на жаль, не керований. В поперечному каналі вліво-вправо він керувався. Тому створив лівий крен зі зниженням і побачив перед собою чорну ділянку. Я встановив, що це, ймовірно, поле, що нічого немає. Далі вже почалась пожежа безпосередньо всередині кабіни літака. І коли язики полум'я почали вже
добиратись до тебе?
Так, до мене, я здійснив катапультування без зволікань, як вчила книжка.
Ти катапультувався. Я знаю, що ти знімав себе під час польоту. Така зухвалість військового льотчика просто вражає. Ти дивився начебто в обличчя смерті. Буквально кілька хвилин тому, так? І тут ти береш, дістаєш телефон і робиш собі селфі з пальцем, з закривавленим обличчям і даєш якийсь посил ворогу таким фото.
По-перше, я дістав телефон, щоб впевнитись і оцінити обстановку стосовно стану мого здоров'я і спрогнозувати подальші свої дії після приземлення, яку медичну допомогу мені першочергово надати собі.
Тобто ти використав як дзеркальце?
Так, звичайно, як дзеркало. Вимкнув, потім згадав хлопців, тому що постійно у нас літак зникає з радарів, всі починають хвилюватись до моменту, коли льотчик не вийде на зв'язок. І тому вирішив зробити це фото, щоб все добре, нас не зламати і таким чином підбадьорити наших хлопців.
Wow. Two things. I still got the ink rolling over here. Two things. First of all, when his plane was crashing, he saw lights in front of him where the plane was going to crash and found a way to get it to crash into a place where people would not be. That shows the character of Ukrainians. Secondly, yes, that picture that has become famous now was taken when he was on the parachute after ejecting.
Yeah.
But he was wounded, plane destroyed, and he was worrying about what his buddies would think. He wanted them to know that he was okay. Man, that's a good story right there. That's a hero.
Yeah, it's good people and it's a good story. And I think about one thing. I really would like for him to get much newer and modern, with much more technology, the machine, not old Soviet type.
Yeah,
these people are deserve it.
He was flying a MiG-29. So it's a great aircraft, but it's from the 70s. Could you imagine what he could do with F-18, F-16, F-35? I mean, good grief, man. Untouchable. So anyway, it shows, maybe it'll help, Jacob, because it shows the quality of Ukrainian pilots, the character of Ukrainian pilots. And of course, we have friends that work at the air base there in the Khmelnytsky region in Starkonstantinov. We've shown video of that. Maybe we can find Karaya. Who knows? All things are possible, but we've got great guys. It'd be wonderful if we could get them a little better equipment. Now, as far as another story we've been following, I'm going to show this slide, but this is not meant to be with ill intention. Okay? No ill will here. We just need a better solution. And this is what Ukraine said today. Thank you for what you're doing, but we need better help considering the buildings you have, the vehicles you have, the millions and millions and millions of dollars you have. You're not performing, so goodbye. Ukraine, this is what we've been saying the whole time. One of our storage units for supplies is right beside the Red Cross. We know, folks.
Yeah.
And Ukraine came out today, officially said, we're not happy with what the International Red Cross is providing us, especially with what they've been given. If we had the building that the Red Cross has and 3 or 4 of their vehicles, they've got 20 or 30 sitting in the parking lot. So thankful for Red Cross, but it's what we've been saying, and now Ukraine says it. I don't know. We need we need better organizations to help. You know what? Go ahead.
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
No, go ahead.
I think it's fair. Why? It's not about like what we've seen, or okay, we are so limited in that. We have our own opinion, but there is effects everywhere, and the money this organization has, the vehicles they have, and the vehicles our military guys having, trying to save their lives. And when I see, 12 off-road Land Rovers, or I don't know, Highlanders. I don't remember the models.
Range Rovers, I do. Highlanders, brand new.
Yes.
Sitting. And our guys riding around do not even have a floorboard in their 1985 Jeep Cherokee.
Okay. Right now, if it's possible to do it, could you check it? Maybe we will make it right in the it's example of the coming discussing the medicine and the front line.
Okay,
you have it.
Could
you check it and maybe use it, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. In fact, why don't you? I'm gonna need a few seconds to process this. This is live. You go ahead and talk about the front line, and hold on, I need to go off camera. You go ahead and talk about the front line. And
but let me.
I'm doing it now.
Yeah. So today I got, just a couple hours ago, I got a request. Our guys got this in situation in Kramatorsk. The vehicle, let's say the motor died, it's broken. So these guys are fighting close to Bakhmut, and they got in a problem. They said, man, we need our vehicle being repaired. And looks like the problem with the engine. And they said we needed to find volunteers, an organization or companies who can fix it as soon as possible right there. So, and tonight it was quite a day. Our last couple hours of before the midnight, we were communicating with each other, calling to Kramatorsk, to all our friends, the friends we know, we visited them. And so at this moment it's a challenge, and I hope tomorrow we will bring you we will give you a new report about that and success in that. So, and coming to the medicine area, and Red Cross.
Okay.
Show this is he's a surgeon, doing a surgery, and you've been in those places. Close to that. Show people what kind of.
All right, so just so we're clear,
those guys who is saving lives.
We're showing a comparison, and we're not throwing bricks It's not us. We've been saying it for months. Ukraine is the one that officially out of Kyiv came out and said, you're not really helping us. So they're sitting there with the brand new vehicles, Range Rovers, Land Rovers, Highlanders, money, goods, gear, while the guys on the front lines for real that are really trying to help, like this doctor, are driving around in this.
Сєві підігнали машину. Це медики діргачі назад. Евакуює поранених до місцевих лікарень звідти. Ось така в нього машинка.
It's not a joke. This is the stuff we see in every city, every village, every town. Ukrainians put the little red cross on, the medic, the doctors go out, and these, if you were to take all the Red Cross locations, hundreds and hundreds of vehicles, for the most parts, just sit. It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. And I see them around. I mean, okay, sometimes I'm seeing these cars are driving, off-road cars driving on the nice roads in Khmelnytsky area without any shellings, anything. I mean, here villages, which is front line on the other side. Yeah. So, I will go at it and say, okay, we need some other organization.
That's exactly what we're trying to say. But if you've been watching our updates, we've been telling the world this for months and months. But Kyiv came out today and officially said, we've got to find some other way to help. Now, I want to give a big shout out as we close out the update tonight. I received an email today. Got a lot of hate today in regard to positions on leaving the U.S. Marine in Russia, but people are entitled to their opinion. So God bless them. I just do not believe we should leave a Marine in a gulag and bring home a sports star only. Yeah, bring home the basketball player. But the Marine comes. But on the other hand, I was getting a little frustrated. Then I received a message. I'm going to show it to you. Got a message from out of the blue from Abdel Bioud. And Abdel, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm sorry. But Abdel Bioud. Greg, I know an Azov guy who told me they lack military uniforms and ammunition. Can you help them? If you can, I can give you his Instagram. He was in Mariupol. I responded, absolutely. We will do our best. Give me what information you can, and we will reach out. Slava Ukraina, Greg. Our conversation continued on and on. Turns out this Azovstal guy is one of the guys pretty well known where his brother was killed. He survived. So those connections are being made now. And I already talked to Zhenya, and I said, listen, we're going to have to help these guys. So it'll happen. My point being, I have no idea who Abdel Bioud is. No idea. But I'm thankful that he reached out saying, you know what? I trust you guys. I trust you. I've been sending food. I've been sending updated maps and paying for them to help them out where they're at now. But I don't have the capability to get close to these people. So, or socks, whatever. Can you help? So I'm honored, honestly, that Abdel Bioud would reach out. And Abdel, keep sending me the information. We're going to make that one happen, and we'll show it here. And who knows, maybe we can get that guy in on the program, the Azovstal guy. So we don't give up. Now, with that said, as we close out, you sent me a video just a few minutes ago. We delivered Napriam, which is the NGO, the name of it, which means direction.
Direction.
We were able to deliver food and resources to our military, and they sent us a quick thank you. And here it is.
Дякуємо волонтерам напряму за допомогу армії. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
Real short, but I'm going to play it again for you. They call out Napriam. Thank you for helping the military.
Дякуємо волонтерам напряму за допомогу армії. Слава Україні! Героям слава!
So, folks, that's all of us together. So, if you're watching this tonight,
Yes.
you just received a thank you from the front lines, and you assisted in putting those products in their hands. So, thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And we cannot share the name of the units in a lot of cases, but I can tell you right now that the help we send with us right now in a few places around the Bakhmut and in Bakhmut, helping our guys, as well on the Donetsk area, that the line, and as well in Zaporozhye area, the region. So we stand together.
I
And
think
being
it's
on
fair
a
to
distance, we
say,
stand close.
I think it's fair to say that we help along the entire front line, to be quite honest.
Yeah, like trying to do everything. And
The only place
we've been everywhere.
we have, no, we
Not
haven't.
Avdiivka.
We have not been everywhere, and I'm still mad at you about that. Just so you know.
Nikopol?
You got it. We're going to Nikopol. You know. We had a
Okay,
choice,
we'll see.
folks. We had a
We'll see.
choice. We could have pushed into Nikopol, or we had to go toward Kharkiv, and we were able to embed with the wolf pack. We decided to go to Kharkiv. We wanted to go to Nikopol. We talked about Zaporozhye nuclear power plant so much. I said, Zhenya, we've got to get to Nikopol, help people, and we're going to film that plant and tell people the truth. So that one's going to happen. You know. All right, last thing I want to show as we close out tonight, David Letterman was sitting with Vladimir Zelenskyy for an upcoming special. I have all of the pre-run stuff, but I don't think I'm allowed to show the whole thing. Probably will be taken off of YouTube for sure, but I have uploaded the entire preview to our Patreon, and Patreon members are already watching it there, because there it's not illegal to put it there, copyright laws, but here I can't. But I feel comfortable I can show you 20 seconds of it. So David Letterman sitting with President Zelenskyy. Check this little interchange.
Зараз ви чуєте сирену?
Yes, I can hear the siren. What should we do?
Nothing.
In any other circumstance, that wouldn't be reassuring, but here with you, I feel reassured.
Siren going off. What should we do? President Zelenskyy goes, nothing. Any other? David Letterman, man. Listen, you're going back to my generation now. Just Letterman. Yeah, Johnny Carson, David Letterman. But David Letterman, typical David Letterman there, is good. He said, you know, if I was with anybody else, I'd be worried, but I figure if I'm with you, I'm okay. So, of course, they're sitting in the subway. If you guys are wondering where that was being filmed, they were in the subway, the metro.
Yeah, the subway is becoming quite popular place on Ukrainian TV. So Ukraine trying to support our people, and even TV shows are being recorded there, including, different, I will not name any. So, and people understand it, they love it. The free concerts, our famous people coming there and giving the concert, being recorded. Why? It's a safe place. And during the sirens, air threat attacks, and so on, it's a safe place. People sing there. And if you remember, there were still some people, in different places are they knowing this is the shelter, this is the place we can hide, during the threat.
Most people don't realize unless you've been to Kyiv, for example, When you think of a subway system in the United States, you think of two, really. You think, of course, the New York subway system. And then many people, if you've been out in California, East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area, you think about BART, which is the Bay Area Rapid Transit. I've rode both of those systems quite a bit. But the New York subway, you'll basically go down a couple of floors and you're in the system. It's not deep. Bay Area, in San Francisco, a lot of the subway systems above the ground and then a little bit below the ground here and there, but very shallow. When you're in a Kyiv subway, some of the subway stations are extremely deep. You ride an escalator down and you can't even see the bottom. That's how deep these subways are. They were built to be secure, of course, during a lot of the Cold War era and during and after World War II. So beautiful subway systems and extremely deep, extremely safe. You reading?
And yeah, I was trying to find the depth of it, but I couldn't. So I failed. Sorry.
You failed?
No. Yeah,
Well,
a little bit. I couldn't find
why
that
don't you say
information.
thank you to everybody and I'll look it up.
Thank you to everybody. Hey, okay, thank you. Just a couple days ago, it was a special evening for our volunteers here in Khmelnytsky, and we were showing the pictures from the first days of our preparation, just the second day of the war, and we were sharing the stories, and it was a moment that when everybody said, "Yes, we see each other," but reality is, without the people staying behind us, supporting us, sending money, but we wouldn't be able to pay all the rents for these halls and centers we were running, and with buying the food, thousands of people, and we were feeding, helping, buying medicine. Without the guys like you, without the teams like you, we wouldn't. And even now.
So we're a good team. You sent me that video of the white car. I put you on the camera. I edited it real quick because I have to, convert it, put it into the software. Now we need to look up that blue thumb, Slava Ukraina. We need to look up the deepest subway, and yeah, I've got it, bud. So in case you folks were wondering, here it is. This is the Arsenalna, or the Arsenal Metro subway station in Kyiv, which is the deepest in the world. This is what you see, like an endless escalator. And if you're wondering, it's 346 feet deep, 103 meters below the surface of the earth. There you have it. We're a team, bud. Thank you, bud. Get some rest, and we'll holler at you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Much love to all of you.
Thank
you
you
for being
one
here.
more time.
Thank you for all that you do. We'll see you in 23 hours. A good night to all.
To all, a good night.